All right, we're live. Welcome back to the Big Daddy Gun Studios. I'm Hank Strange. We've got Walter Keller and Tim Harmson of Military Arms Channel. Walter's from Safety Harbor Firearms. We might have some people jumping in, jumping out, because Mac is pretty busy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we wanted to talk. Huh?
I just raced in, turned all the lights on, and
yeah, I thought you were driving.
and I'm telling the wife I'm gonna be 30 minutes late home.
Man, I'm just gonna be in more trouble with your wife than usual.
I know, right?
I always get in trouble. So the reason we're having this conversation, it seems like there's some conflicting news going on with the Sig P320. Looks like the Dallas Police Department put a recall or stopped using it. I guess they were carrying it, and they said that they were worried about if you drop it that it would fire accidentally. And then there's been conflicting news saying that those are false. We've been trying to get something out of SIG themselves, which I think they just put out stuff. So
yeah, I got a press release here.
Yeah.
Let me pull it up.
And Mac, you're like the guy that I know that's the most thoroughly tested the P320. So did you do any testing like this, or did you come across any problems?
I don't typically do drop testing. That's kind of one of those things that I've never really considered much. I know like Rob Ski does drop testing, but not necessarily to get the gun to discharge, but more or less to see if you can break something other than causing the gun to discharge. I guess if you wanted to, do, load a primer in without a bullet or powder and drop guns to see if you get the primer to pop. I've never done it. I remember when the Caracal F, you remember those pistols? They claimed there's a bunch of them out there. I had one. I foolishly sent mine in.
Yeah, I did
for the
too.
Repair, which never came. They just kept all the guns and disappeared.
You never got that back ever?
No, nobody got them back.
Wow.
So
I got a rebate.
Yeah. I can't remember what they gave us, but the gun wasn't what they gave us back. It's kind of like the R51. Send them in for repair, and then 6 months later, oh, by the way, they're non-repairable. We're just gonna come out with a new gun a year from now. So I've not seen that. Now I have 2 P320s, and I've had okay luck with my first one. I had light primer strikes. If you Google like primer strikes P320, you'll find that it's not uncommon. But that's the one I used in my 1,000-round test, and it didn't have a single light primer strike. So that gun seems to have cured itself. The second one I have is a tactical model that has a threaded barrel and all that stuff, and I've never had a single failure with the gun. I will say I'm not the biggest fan of the P320. I think it's in essence, it's a P250, which was a horrible failure for SIG.
Yeah.
And it was hammer fired. Then they took that, put a striker assembly in it, put it back out on the market, and lo and behold, everybody falls in love with it.
Yeah. I had the P250s, believe it or not, and that's the reason why I have not bought a P320. Okay. Because it seems like the P320 seems like an improvement for what I've seen, what I've shot, but I'm kind of like worried. And then there's been, people have been caught up in this because they got some military contracts, right?
Well, yeah, there's a whole funny story behind that too. I mean, look at all the hoopla on the internet about the, oh, by the way, guys, this is Connor. You see him in videos and stuff. He works at the shop.
What's up, man?
Yeah, you've seen all sorts of stuff about the military contracts. People are saying that the Army didn't finish its testing, that it only got through one phase and then just declared the SIG the winner. And Glock is filing a lawsuit and screaming foul, kind of like when Colt stomped their feet and screamed foul when FN won the M4 contract. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. What I do know is I historically have had a very low opinion of the P320, and I always thought it was kind of interesting why it became SIG's one of their most popular handguns. Again, it's based on the atrocious 250, which was probably one of the biggest failures SIG has had. And they've had a number of them, but that was one of their bigger failures. And then all they do is yank the hammer out of it, stick a striker in it. It looks like an afterthought. It looks like a hammer-fired gun they retrofitted a striker into, and lo and behold, the entire internet community and gun community falls in love with it because it has a good trigger. It's ugly as sin. And we joked around the shop. I've said it to Connor. I said, this will go down in history as one of America's worst military service handguns.
I didn't know what was wrong with the M93. I didn't know.
Yeah, he was in the Marine Corps. He had an M93. A1. Well, Marine Corps adopted the A1, so you had newer ones.
Yeah.
You know, the M9 was a fine service pistol if you just kept it maintained. I mean, the M16 can become junk if you don't maintain it. But anyway, the 320, I've just never been a fan of. It seems with typical SIG quality, in my experience, it's hit or miss, man. You never know if you're going to get one that works. If you get one that works, it works great. If you get one that doesn't, I mean, yeah, they're horrible lemons. So it's just typical SIG USA quality, man. It's just, you never know. Hopefully it doesn't turn out to be a mess, because I'd hate to think that our troops have, you know, a bad handgun. But I just, you know, for the last 10 years, man, I've given SIG many tries, and they've let me down. They let me down with the 1911, the whole 5.56 series of rifles, which they've since discontinued. I've always said those things were awful. They finally discontinued the darn things. They needed to go away. The 1911s were a joke. I already said that. The P250 was an absolute atrocity.
What about the MPX and MCX?
Oh, don't get me started on that, man. It's
Walter's throwing his up.
Yeah, I mean, how many recalls have they had? I mean, we don't even know what version they're on. SIG just loves making changes to their guns and not incrementing the nomenclature. So like take the MPX, for example. There are two different generations that we know of.
Two different magazines.
That use two different magazines. One has a black follower, one has a green follower. You don't even know what gun you have. If they talk about market confusion, they don't call it the MPX A1 and A2. It's just the MPX. They did the same thing with the 5.56 rifles. They kept making these incremental changes to the point, and it happened with the MCX. I called SIG up one time and said, hey, I bought a 300 blackout upper for my MCX rifle. I need that little ring to go on the muzzle tube, because they had to come up with their own goofy proprietary suppressor that had a taper on it. I said,
and thread pitch.
And thread pitch. Well, I mean, no, that's European thread pitch, but I had that argument with them. But anyway, they said, well, what upper do you have? Well, there are two different MCXs at the time, and this was a year ago. There was one with an auto-regulating gas system, and then there's another one with a manual regulating gas system, but you don't know which one you're buying. And then they tell me, well, that 300 blackout upper you bought won't work with your model number, your lower, because they asked for the serial number. And I said, well, that's funny, because it's fired, 500-600 rounds without a problem. Like, oh, well, that's good news. It's like they don't even know what they're doing, man.
Yeah, I mean, so why?
That's the Microsoft business plan.
Yeah, I know, right? It's just like throw it out there and hope it sticks to the wall, man. I mean, they're just shotgunning stuff out. At one time, and I don't know if it's because of me commenting on this or not, but at one time, SIG had a discontinued products page on their website, and I posted on my Facebook page the link. I say, go check this out. They literally have more discontinued items on this page than they have current production items.
Yes. So why do they have such a good?
They
have a good reputation with gun guys,
products.
right?
They finally took it down.
The good news is, though, if your dog gets cold, they make dog jackets. So
yeah,
they're making those.
Do they have a good reputation with gun guys?
What's that?
Do they have a good reputation with gun guys?
Who, SIG?
Yeah.
Well, older gun guys, they're still riding on their laurels from SIG Germany, but what a lot of people don't realize is SIG USA has no affiliation with SIG Germany. SIG Germany sold to a company that doesn't even make guns. They're not even producing guns, I don't think, in Germany anymore. What Swiss manufacturing still goes on for their rifle lines, the Swiss are doing, but SIG USA is autonomous, man. They're off on their own, man, doing the MCX, the MPX. That's all stuff designed right here in the United States and has nothing to do with SIG Germany.
Right. So they're just riding on the name. We got Patrick R has joined us from the Firearm blog.
Yeah, I got it right this time.
Yeah, just making sure I got it right, because I get those mixed up. And so we're talking to SIG. So Mac, this is not the first time that we've seen someone try to do these modular guns, right? Based off of a chassis that's serialized.
As a matter of fact, SIG's being sued right now by Steyr because they had the patent on the modular trigger design.
Okay.
So is Beretta. I mean, Beretta's getting sued too. It's kind of like, but I don't know how much that's actually going to stick. Uncle Sam has a big stick, and if Uncle Sam wants their M17 pistols, lawsuits be damned, they'll get their M17 pistols. So I don't know how much that's going to benefit Steyr. Mossberg raced out, bought an old patent for self-contained AR triggers, and that didn't work out.
Yeah, that wasn't upheld, right?
No, they tried suing everybody, and the courts
suing CMC. I think
anybody that had a contained trigger, they tried suing everybody, and it all fell apart for them. Didn't work out so well for them. So I don't know how that's going to play out for Steyr. But yeah, the modular trigger thing, SIG really kind of made it a big thing with their guns. But it's definitely, I like the modular trigger and the 320 better than the APX. The APX, I think I show you how to take that thing apart. It's more challenging to take apart. The SIG's trigger pops right out.
Okay.
But
and I don't think that these are actually being issued. I don't know if either you or Patrick know if the P320 is actually being issued to soldiers, right? They got the military contracts, but they're not actually being issued yet.
It's too soon.
I understand the M17 is currently shipping.
It is.
That's my understanding, that the first units have received their M17s as of maybe 30, 45 days ago.
It was supposed to be, I think, the 101st Airborne.
You have to speak up.
Oh, I think it was the 101st that was getting the first ones.
Okay.
yeah.
So, and this particular story, Patrick, this is coming from the Dallas PD, the original story. So do you want to tell us real quick about the story you posted on the firearm blog?
Sure, yeah, let me put my dog in a place where I can speak a little freer.
Oh, you're walking the dog? I feel like I'm CNN or something right now. We made Mac pull off the highway. You know, and come in here. So okay, no, that's cool.
With that guy there, and he's not being so cooperative. He's only 8 months old. Anyway, yeah. So departmental memo was leaked on Pistol Forum, and I kind of did some digging, called DPD. They verified that it was a departmental memo, that they have been pulled from the approved list, and a couple of other, like, not really important things they confirmed. When I called SIG, they had no idea what was going on. They said, we're not really sure where that's coming from. They say they got it from SIG, but we've never said anything about it being unsafe, and it hasn't. Now, Mac, I'm sure that you got the press release maybe at 3:45 today from SIG.
Yeah, I'm looking at it on my phone right now.
All right. Read it. Take a look down there at the bottom of the press release where it says there have been no failures in U.S. drop tests or no U.S. something. Look at how specific that
As a result, individual attempts to perform drop tests outside professionally controlled environments should not be attempted. All Sig Sauer pistols incorporate effective mechanical safeties to ensure they only fire when the trigger is pressed. However, like any mechanical device, exposure to acute conditions, e.g. shock, vibration, heavy or repeated drops, may have a negative effect on the safety mechanisms and cause them not to work as designed. This language is common in the owner's manuals of major handgun manufacturers. That sounds like lawyer speak for, yeah, it may happen in extreme conditions.
No, there's a specific line in that. I don't have it in front of me, and unfortunately I'm on my phone, but it says something about testing in the U.S. or U.S. something. Specifically states U.S. in that press release that I received. That's something to pay attention to, because I believe that the P320 may have failed a drop test in Europe. I can't recall what the
here we go.
What drop was.
I think this might be it. It says, in response to social media rumors questioning the safety of the P320 pistol, a variant of which was selected by the U.S. government as the Army's modular handgun system, Sig Sauer Inc. has full confidence in the reliability, durability, and safety of its striker-fired handgun platform. There have been zero, and then in brackets, a number 0, reported drop-related P320 incidents in the U.S. commercial market, with hundreds of thousands of guns being delivered to date. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes, I am. Yeah. It's reasonably specific. For them to go ahead and put it that way. And I have I've had off-record conversations with people connected to SIG that have been privy to some of the testing that SIG's done. They say that there possibly is an issue somewhere in there. There is a reason it didn't win the FBI trials. And like the fact that nobody at SIG has any idea about what's going on. I mean, like there might not be anything wrong with the gun. It might be fine.
That's normal, man. It's like any gun company you call with a problem, it seems like they always pretend in the customer service department, oh man, we've never heard of that problem before. And meanwhile, you go to the forums and there's, ongoing threads at ARFCOM that are, 50 pages deep of people having the same problem. And you're just the first person to call, they all go, yeah, man, we've never heard of that.
Yeah.
If you call up Century Arms and ask them how many guns they've had returned in RS-47s, they'll swear up and down yours is the first one they've ever gotten back for repair. You know?
Yeah. We funny enough, we were talking about that yesterday. So who knows the process that military and all these, because it seems like there's a bunch of different government departments and police departments that are, that are going with the P320. Who knows what these people, what do they actually go through when they're testing these things?
Each testing standard is different than the last. None of them are identical. So you have to read the actual solicitation to figure out what it needs to endure, and then you have to get your hands on the testing process and figure that out, because FBI's testing process was different than Immigration and Homeland Security. Immigration and Homeland Security was different than MHS. MHS was different than NATO. They're all different.
The NATO testing is pretty intense. Tim carries a PO1 here at the shop, and he's been talking about it and singing the praises of it for a while now. And we had one come into Copper Custom here a couple days ago, and so I went and looked at the NATO testing for this gun, and I was blown away. I was like, this thing was actually able to.
They'll have NSN numbers on them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, everybody does their own testing differently.
So what does that NSN number mean?
It just means it passed NATO testing standards and it's approved for NATO use.
It's in the system.
No. So an NSM doesn't necessarily mean it has passed NATO testing. It just means that it is in the NSM, the National Stock System. So
it's in the system
by U.S. government for whatever reason. Like, that's what an NSN is. Like, you can have stocks that have an NSN. That doesn't mean they pass stock testing.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Everything the military buys on a regular basis has one.
What do you? Yeah, but this NSN number I don't think is a U.S. military one. It's a NATO European NSN. What's the testing? What happened with the testing with regards to the M17? There's rumors floating around the internet that the testing was cut off prematurely, that Glock is filing suit, and people are angry.
So they've already protested it. The protest has already been closed out. Now that's kind of squashed. Glock may come at him with a lawsuit, but I frankly think it's baseless.
Well, I mean, they submitted a gun that didn't even meet the requirements, from what I understand.
Glock? No. So now the big misconception with MHS is that it has to be modular. Everybody looks at that little chassis system and they say that's what modular means. Well, that's not the case. Modular, 95% of their soldiers. That's what it means. 95% of the soldiers enlisted right now can pick that up. It fits their hand. They could shoot a reasonably decent fall with it. That's what modular is about.
Okay, so they didn't need it.
There, man. Wow.
So the soldier is modular.
We want a modular handgun, which just means we want 95% of the people to be able to shoot it. Well,
choice of words.
I guess that makes just about every handgun on the U.S. market modular. Sweet.
Yeah.
About it though. Now, the only MHS submission that I'm aware of that was like a chassis system was the 320 and the APX. Take that back. There were two, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So there's only two. Now, we had Glock get to the final round, and we had FN get to almost the final round. They were cut just before the they were just far. Right?
Yeah.
So what happened? What's the reason why everything got cut off? I mean, why did this seems like a mystery, it's like ripe for some kind of what is it?
Conspiracy, controversy. Yeah. I mean, it surrounds every handgun trial. I remember, I'm old enough to remember when the P226 and the M9 went up against each other, then the 92 FS. And the only reason Beretta won is because they underbid Sig, and all these rumors, and there need to be new tests. And I can't remember. Did they run a second battery of tests? I can't remember if there's such a big stink they actually did testing again. But I mean, it seems like every time we pick a new service, anything, there's always a controversy around it. So I don't think it's all that surprising that the M17 has all this controversy swirling around it.
No, I don't believe that there's actually anything wrong with the testing. I don't think that there was any corners cut or anything like that. And I think it's just Glock being angry they didn't win the contract. That's all there is to it.
Oh, I agree. It's just Glock stomping their feet. If Glock would actually produce something that isn't 30 years old in design, maybe they would have a chance. I mean, good grief, they haven't done anything innovative in 30 years.
I don't think you need to innovate. I mean, you don't necessarily need to innovate. I'm not saying you don't have to be innovative, but you don't necessarily need to innovate to be the right choice for a job.
No.
Well, it's true, but seriously, I think products should improve, and changing a finish or putting, finger grooves on it or taking them off.
Stippling.
Forward slide serrations.
Yeah, forward slide serrations. I mean, all these cosmetic changes literally the gun's been on the market since the 80s.
But so
other
how
guns
do we,
are
how do we know that Glock hasn't actually like made some innovations, but they're just waiting until who knows when to just,
probably waiting for Gaston to die, because it's probably like Bill Ruger. He won't let Glock do anything innovative because he doesn't want to change anything. I mean,
because I mean, I've heard like they have a carbine and stuff like that, and whenever I ask them privately, they just look at me and smirk.
Oh my god! They have Glock knives. You can actually
Go ahead.
No. I don't know anything about a Glock carbine. I was making.
I just want to start another controversy.
You're thinking of the high point.
No. Well, the thing is that, I mean, there's no way that they're not developing stuff. I mean, I guess it's possible that they're not I think they are developing things. They're just not going to put anything out because they feel like, they can just keep making money off of the Glocks the way they have them now.
You got to look at them. They're such 6 months behind on Glock 19s.
Yeah, I know. People buy them as fast as they can make them. So I guess, they don't have to change anything. So
maybe,
they don't have to innovate.
Right. Maybe if we stop buying Glocks, which I don't know, it's kind of tough.
It has a reputation now, man. It's like the Glock 19 is probably one of the most popular and one of the best carry handguns out there. I mean, why come up with something new when they don't have to? It's, eventually they'll run out of steam. They'll hit that plateau and somebody will come out with a better mousetrap. And they're just kind of apparently sitting around waiting for that to happen. So.
Okay. Who's come the closest? So the 320 is nowhere close, right?
Oh, I'd say 320 sales are pretty strong. I'd say the 320 is growing. And if it gets and holds the military contract, I could see in the US market, the 320 passing Glock sales at some point.
I think time. I think you're gonna have 5-10 years of culture building before that can even maybe happen.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, but you have to agree there's a chance just because it was adopted by the U.S. military, people tend to want what the government adopts. And so if that happens, that's going to give the P320 the best crack at unseating the Glock as the reigning champion of carry guns.
At no point were at 92s ever flying off the shelves at an alarming rate.
Nope.
No, that's true. That's true, but it was never really meant to be much of a carry gun, and it's a club for a 9mm. It's a big gun.
Right, but the P320s, they are selling more in the stores. I know I've seen it in Big Daddy Guns. Mac, are you selling any? Are you even selling those? I know you don't like them.
I don't sell Sig, no.
No, okay.
Again, I mean, their quality's hit and miss. I mean, I know that that one I did with the 1,000-round torture test to it did stunning, stellar performance, but.
Are they all like that though?
Yeah, I mean, it's just a cheaply made handgun. I'm not impressed with the quality of it in general, and I've seen just as many problems with them as I have seen ones that work awesome. So it's just kind of a roll of the dice, in my opinion, anyway.
Okay,
yeah,
but
I don't have that. I know that for a long time that the full size and the compact were really hard to come by. I'm sure that if Mac had somebody come in, and try to order one, he had a hard time getting it because they were trying to fulfill contracts, but I don't believe they're moving that many more than they were.
Okay, so
they were popular for a while. I mean, they've been pretty high on people's buy lists for some time, and then then you throw in the M17. Now everybody wants the M17, and that's all the rage on the internet these days. And given it is modular and you can put a small grip on it, make it Glock 19 sized, it's definitely easier to carry around than an M9. The M9 is just. Most people don't carry a service-sized pistol around.
Yeah, and then I think there's people that are going to make the frames as well. I forget the name of the company right now. It's escaping me.
It's a matter of time, yeah. It's just like, if Sig gives approval, I mean, they may have to wait until Sig's patent runs out. Like, Glock can't get away with it anymore because I'm sure their patent's long since expired. People can make Glock frames now. Yeah.
So what is a better alternative out there? I'm sure, there's people that want to know, and they're asking in the questions here, what's the better what's another alternative to a Glock? FN, HK? What do you guys think?
honestly really, really, really impressed by the 509.
I'm just the opposite. I'm really, really, really under impressed with the 509.
Really interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I think maybe with if they had special ammo or something they were using with it, but in my use, the gun is I have one TUSC sample, of course, but even when it was brand new with whatever ammo, its ejection was so weak and erratic, it was really, really bad. And then we ran it through the gauntlet tests and it puked hard. I mean,
okay.
it seems to me the gun is oversprung. It's almost like it's designed to shoot a heavier 9mm load. It's just a real heavy recoil spring, and the gun is just all over the place.
So yeah, it was. So one of the guys on the R&D team. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get my dog some water. One of the guys on the R&D team is a friend of mine, and we were talking. They did develop that gun for like hotter 124 grain NATO spec ammo. Now I've shot a crap load of 115 grain like target load through both examples that I've got. I've got one with an Apex trigger in it, and I've got one with a that I've had since probably, I don't know, February. Maybe, I don't know, 1,500, 2,000 rounds.
Yeah, I mean, as a range gun, I never had a malfunction with it as a range gun. It started. I mean, the first thing that happened is as soon as I put it in the water and pulled it out, it hydrolocked and didn't fire the first round. And then we run it through again. The second time we put it in the water, it comes right out of the water and hydrolocked again and didn't fire a round. I mean, that's a pretty noob mistake for a gun that was submitted for military trials, because they're going to submerge them. You know, my first generation Smith & Wesson M&P had that problem, but Smith caught on and put a groove channel, striker channel in the guns, and they don't have that problem anymore. But you know, if it passes the air test just fine. As long as you don't get it even slightly dirty, it runs like a champ. It seems to have problems when you put it in mud, dirt, and water. So as a military pistol, I find it to be very underwhelming. I think there are probably better choices, unless, again, I don't have the ammo that they used for testing in the MHS program. But just in general, you know, if I was going to carry a gun, it would be very low on my list of guns I would consider for carry.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, no.
So
to a Glock, you know, the 509, my experience is that it impresses me. Yeah, I know that Tim's had a different experience. I've got mixed feels about the P10C, but I think it's got potential.
Okay, so what do you guys? So that's FN, the 509. What about something from HK?
I'm not a fan at all.
Okay.
No, the VP9 is I have to be careful what I say here, because I've promised certain parties that could lose their
that you're done.
But it's not. It's fairly well known that the VP9 has fleas. To be an affordable pistol, was not meant to be a go-to-war gun.
It's a Volks pistol.
Yeah, it's a Volks pistol, people's pistol. It's you know, HK stands behind their hammer-fired guns like their USPs and the P30s. Their hammer-fired guns are their go-to-war guns, and that's what they would recommend if you're going to go into extreme conditions with a handgun. The VP9 is a great range gun. Be a good carry gun. And I mean, I carried it for a year until I started to find out some of the issues that it had. But I mean, one of the things I first noticed was that it was horribly undersprung. And soon I bought a threaded barrel from hkparts.net and put a suppressor on it. And I had to, you know, force the slide home every round, because that last quarter inch of travel, there's just literally no spring pressure. You can knock them out of battery when they're dirty and they'll stay out of battery. HK realized that and very quickly put VP40 springs in all their 9mm. So now all of them have the same spring in them. But I think there'll probably be some other incremental changes to the VP series.
Okay, so this is not from me. Before you guys get started, so someone in the comments wants to know, what about the Hudson, the Hudson 9? Is that even out?
Yes. All right. I just talked to Hudson. I just talked to Hudson like 3 days ago. Okay. Yeah, I just had an extended conversation with Cy. They had some finish issues on some of the small parts. Cy was not happy with how they looked, so he sent them back and had them refinished. They should be at their facility assembling pistols at sometime next week, is what I was told, and they should be shipping in the week after, is my understanding.
Cool. Okay. I look forward to seeing on the market.
Yeah. So
I mean, we can't comment on a gun that's not in the market,
yeah,
right?
so that's not out there. And even if it was out there, it's I mean, you can't put it in the category of Glock.
No, it's not even in
So,
the I mean, not even close.
I think they ought to fire their marketing team. Calling it a striker fired 1911 is a disservice to the design. It's far more innovative than that. Whoever their marketing person is saying, the striker fired 1911, man, that was a complete disservice to the handgun. It's so much more evolved than that. It's
like a clash.
It has the ergonomics of a 1911, and that's where the similarities end. It's a totally new design that I find personally quite interesting. So it'd be fun.
It's gonna be something cool, but not necessarily something that we're gonna see go into service anytime soon.
No, I don't know if it's intended to be a military service handgun.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of like what we're talking about here. Is there a gun? I mean, honestly, I really just don't understand why Glock didn't do better. Why there's really no one that's going. Did anyone go with the Glock?
There was never a reason to replace the M9 to begin with. It's
I guess.
Was handguns in the U.S. military they're not a primary fighting weapon, and special operations gets to pick whatever gun they want anyway. So
they picked Glock, didn't they?
Yeah, well, some do. Some have picked Glocks and whatnot. They've used H&Ks. They've used Sig 226s. I mean, they've used all sorts of guns. They can use whatever the heck they want for people that use them as offensive weapons. If the Army would have taken the money they've wasted trying to adopt a new pistol, because there was nothing wrong with the M9. I don't care what anybody says. If you had problems with your M9, it was just not maintained properly.
Yeah.
It was a fine service pistol. There was no reason to spend billions of dollars adopting a new service handgun that doesn't even fight in a primary role. It's like it's a RIMF weapon, right? For the most part, it blew my mind that we were doing that. 15 years of war, and how do we decide to waste taxpayer money, adopt a new handgun? How about you take a third of that money and train the soldiers how to use them, because that's the biggest problem. They can't do anything with them because they don't know how to use them. Anyway, I get riled up about that. When I see government waste like that, I want to kick a puppy. I mean, it's just unbelievable how it was just mind-numbing stupidity that they would even go off into a venture to adopt a new handgun. They tried to replace the M16 at least 4 times now, and they get halfway through the trials, get everybody all excited, and all these companies spun up wasting millions of dollars. The government's wasting millions of dollars, and then halfway through they go, oh, never mind, the M16's fine.
It's a big boondoggle. Let me just, Patrick, I'll let you get a word in here. The Tyven show, and he actually donated $5. That's why I'm stopping everything right here for a second. So he says military should never have a plastic handgun for use. If a metal handgun breaks, a soldier can take it to support and get it fixed on the spot. And he was in the Army. I think he was an armorer. So that's his comment.
All right.
So Patrick, what do you have to say?
Yeah, I'm going to touch on what Tim had to say. And yes, there was absolutely a reason to replace the M9. Maintenance costs of the M9s that we had in service at the time were getting to be so high that actually buying new guns starts to become cheaper at a point, and that's where we were. That's why it does make sense. Now, they've tried to replace it several times. There have been a bunch of programs and a bunch of money wasted because people stand in the corner and scream, there's nothing wrong with the M9. We don't need to replace it. When the truth is, it's going to be cheaper to go with a new platform. It's going to cost DOD a hell of a lot less money to field the 320, and it's going to cost the DOD a fraction of what it costs to maintain an M9 to just flat out replace a 320.
See, I'd like to see those numbers from the GAO, because I don't know how retraining all of your armorers, putting all new parts into a system, training everybody, training all the troops, buying all new handguns is cheaper than maintaining the existing system.
New holster.
There comes a point when, like on a frame, if a frame on a M9 starts to wear out and you have issues or you have a breakage there, at that point you need to replace the whole pistol. You have to replace the whole weapon system, and that's a $500 cost roughly. I forget the exact numbers.
If a frame goes bad, I mean, I've seen the manufacturing of the M9. If the frame goes bad, there's no reason to toss out the barrel locking piece, slide.
Well, yeah.
I mean, you replace the frame; it's a $20 part.
That's not the government way, though.
Yeah. I mean, seriously. And again, handguns are not primary fighting weapons. If they want to spend money on something, Yeah.
But what do we do?
Camouflage, don't have tiger stripes and dressing sailors in blue uniforms. So when they go overboard, you can't find them.
We spend our fair share on that too, man. We really have. We spend on camo, bad camo at that.
Yeah. So what happens if, like, with the 320 or what is it? What are we calling it here? The M17. What happens if that actually does have problems and then they have to start this all over again?
They'll spend billions of dollars trying to make it work, just like they did the F-22 and everything else the government buys when they race to a decision.
They did that with the M9 as well. Like, there were a lot of changes in the development process and the adoption process, and even after it was adopted. To get
What, the M16?
No, the M9.
Oh, the M9. Yeah. Well, the biggest problem was that locking block that had a failure about every 5,000 rounds. You know, they just did some recontouring, got rid of some right angles, and the locking blocks, you know, lasted to 15 or 20,000 rounds or something. But yeah, I mean, there's always teething pains when you take a new weapon system and put it into the field. I mean, nobody can break something like a soldier or a Marine, especially. So
I personally don't feel we're going to see a widespread issue where, you know, the DOD is going to be like, oh, crap, we made a really bad decision here, guys. We need to start from scratch.
Well, they'll never admit it. Come on.
They'll never admit it.
No. So
no. Even privately, even, you know, General, you know, Short Dick, he's not going to be sitting in bed with his wife going, honey, I really regret rubber stamping the 320.
I made a terrible mistake here.
Yeah. So Mac, someone wants to know if you torture tested the PO1.
The PO1, no.
No, you haven't torture tested it yet?
You did the PO7.
PO7, sorry. Okay, that's what they wrote here, PO1.
Well, yeah, no, we haven't done the PO1 yet. We haven't done a whole lot of torture tests this summer. We've been doing everything else.
Okay, but what you're carrying is the PO7, right?
No, PO1 compact, CZ75. It's a compact CZ75.
Oh, okay. So, Ben, you haven't gotten around to torture testing it yet?
I mean, outside of me stomping them in mud holes and random tests and stuff. I mean,
that's torture testing.
Hard on guns, but yeah, we'll get around to it. But yeah.
I guess what they're trying to find out is if that's, you know, if you're carrying that. I could tell you that Mac is a pretty serious dude. If he's carrying that, he's not doing it lightly, right? I'm assuming you're not just lightly carrying.
The biggest mistake I made was the VP9 because I hadn't what made me fall in love with the VP9 was the ergonomics and the shootability of the gun. You know, never adopt something, never be an early adopter of something. And I broke my own rule in taking a first generation firearm and making it a carry gun. You need to get through a couple of iterations before they've worked all the kinks out. That's true just about everything.
Yeah, whatever happened with the Daewoo? I think we both at one point. I don't know if you probably still have that Daewoo pistol. Right?
The LH9?
Yeah, the LH9. Oh, it's Lionheart. That's
it's still buried in the back of the safe.
Yeah. Okay.
What Lionheart did is they took a $300 K5 service pistol from South Korea, slapped some Cerakote on it, serrations and night sights, and sold it for $1,000, and nobody wanted it.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
Yeah. It seemed like a cool idea at the time.
Guys, bring in the K5 service pistol and sell it for $400. It'll sell like crazy. Don't listen to me.
Yeah. And weren't they also planning on bringing in a rifle?
Yeah, but things, I mean, through the grapevine, I've heard that Lionheart and Daewoo have had a bit of a falling out, so I wouldn't hold my breath waiting for the K1 or K2 to come back into the country.
Oh, okay. That's too bad. I'm a fan of those. Okay, what were you trying to say? What were you trying to say there, Patrick?
Oh, no, it's just the whatever the hell it is, the Lionheart, the DP51 or K5, just a kind of crappy handgun all around.
I wouldn't call it crappy. It's been a service pistol for 20 years. I think it's actually a pretty neat one. It's different, but
no, it's different.
You know what it is? It's basically a 59 series Smith & Wesson. It even uses the damn magazine. You know, you'd have to say that the 59 series Smith & Wesson was garbage, and I don't think that's the case. I think it's probably one of the best guns Smith built.
Group is not a 59 series Smith & Wesson. That's definitely misleading, man.
Well, the trigger mechanism is completely different. That's what I'm saying. It's very similar, but the trigger mechanism with the pushing forward, double action, weird safety, the triple action trigger, whatever they call it, is definitely different.
Yeah.
But the 80% of that handgun is a direct copy of the Smith & Wesson 59 series.
So here, just to change this a little bit, because someone's asking me about your Hi-Point torture test. What about the military adopting the Hi-Point? I'm being facetious. Before you reach through and smack me, Mac.
Well, you shoot it till it breaks and you throw it away. Okay, get another one. You know.
Yeah, you don't even have to carry spare magazines, just spare Hi-Points.
Yeah, right. When it's empty, just leave it in the field.
Yeah. You know, this could happen. This could happen. Why was Hi-Point left out?
Well, because it wasn't a modular handgun. Only 75% of the population could shoot it.
Oh, okay.
I think the Hi-Point's pretty modular, man. You can use it as a gun. You can use it as a blow dryer, a hammer. You can do a lot. Yeah. But I guess if it has to fit in everyone's hand, that's probably not going to work. If that's the definition of modular.
Has anyone else here actually broken one, like dead, done?
No, I've tried. It's a good gun for the money.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give it that. Okay.
Yeah, I've only broken it trying to take it apart. If you try to take it down, you will break the crap out of it.
It's not hard.
Manual says don't do that.
If it can use a punch and a hammer, it's not hard.
Okay. So
Yeah.
A lot of people can't though. So
other me had broken one.
Yeah. No, I've never.
Something funny. I just shot a video on a handgun I forgot even existed. A Smith & Wesson. It's called a SW380, and it's made out of ZMAC, and it has roll pins holding it together. There is no takedown lever.
Hold on, I'm gonna look this up.
Yeah. I found one in the used gun section of a gun store. I couldn't resist buying it. I bought it for $125.
Oh yeah, I think
I got a video with it today. It's pretty funny. To its credit, it works, but it's a ZMAC. It's a Sigma with a ZMAC slide on it, and no slide, stop, slide, release, no last round, hold open, and you literally need a hammer and a punch to take it apart. I can't believe Smith & Wesson put their name on it. They made it for about 18 months and they quit. They realized their folly.
How long ago was this?
Like late 90s, like mid to late 90s time.
Yeah, it was a 90s gun. I think it was 94, I want to say. I can't remember.
Oh yeah.
If it was in production, I'm sure it would have beat the Sig out in the military trials though.
Oh wow.
Just kidding.
I still maintain.
U.S. military cops 380 pistol.
I still maintain that it was hookers that helped them win that contract, but that's just me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how contracts are won. Hookers and low, man. All you gotta do is get the right general out, get him on videotape doing something he shouldn't be doing, and
there you go.
Boom, next thing you know, you got a Hi-Point as a service pistol.
That's the Russian way. Come on.
Yeah. Drink more vodka, comrade.
So now we're back. Now we're blaming the Russians for all this.
Oh, yeah, she loved you a long time.
What?
Yeah.
Was Russia involved in the MHS program?
There is evidence that the Russians hacked into the MHS program, and that's why we have the Sig pig. I keep calling it a pig 320, the Sig P320.
Yeah.
No.
So, just for anyone who's just tuning in, we're just trying to talk about what's going on with the P320s here. It seems like the Dallas PD, and I don't think the Dallas PD hasn't actually tested this gun yet, right?
No, not to my knowledge. I haven't really been able to get much out of DPD in regards to what they have done. Sorry. One moment, guys.
Hookers and yeah.
Yeah. So the thing is, and I saw something that says that they had an old manual or something like that from Sig that said that don't drop it.
Don't drop it. Well, yeah. I mean that should be in every manual. Don't drop it.
Yeah. Don't drop this thing.
It's generally a bad idea. I think it's a whole lot of hoopla, and people are looking for reasons to tear the P320 down right now, and it kind of reading between the lines, trying to find fault with the gun. I mean, it's it is what it is. There's thousands and thousands and thousands of those things in circulation. And I'm sure if there was a drop safety issue, we would have heard about it a long time ago, because there are plenty of people out there that have probably dropped them by now. Yeah. And I'm not aware of any incidents that, because I would imagine it'd be quite public if something like that did happen. It'd be all over the internet almost instantly. So,
and a couple of them that are probably lawyers too.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, I mean, and what's funny is everybody's overlooking the fact that the FBI and the Indianapolis PD, I got to handle one of the Indianapolis PD guns and shoot it on their range, but they had the Glock, Glock 17M, and they fielded those pistols. They trained their officers, got them out, got them in the field with the guns, and immediately recalled them because they were spontaneously disassembling themselves when they were fired. The slide barrel and recoil spring would just spring right off the front of the gun. So,
wow.
Everybody can make a boo-boo, and they, immediately recalled all those pistols. The Marines just went to the 19M, so hopefully they've solved that problem. But yeah, so I mean, all machines are capable of being, problematic or having failures. Yeah. I don't really think that there's anything to this story, at least not yet. Outside of the rumor mill, the internet's great for making rumors about guns going off when they're dropped and whatnot.
And we're not
so things get taken
perpetuating
out of
this at all.
context.
We're not perpetuating.
No,
we're just.
I don't. I've never seen anything credible to suggest that the
Yeah.
P320 has a drop problem. I mean, I can ding it for other things, but drop failures, I don't know.
Yeah, and also, I mean, for all the people that have them out there, I don't think you need to panic or anything like that. You know,
They won't.
Yeah.
People are going to keep buying them as fast as they can. I mean, if Sig wants to make even more money, all they have to do is paint them all flat dark earth and make it look like and put a stupid safety on it, a manual safety, and people buy them as fast as they can produce them because that's what the U.S. Army bought. So
yeah, it's kind of like NASCAR in the old days, right?
yeah,
How's that?
I would do that with handguns and rifles.
Yeah, if you know, this is what I hear about in the olden days. I wasn't really around back then, but I hear that, you know, if you went out there and saw this car running on the track and it won or whatever, then you went to the dealership and you wanted to buy one.
Right.
You know, and I think that goes on in some. We were talking about that with the Draco pistol, the Draco AK pistol. A lot of people are buying them from gun stores just because there's a rapper named Draco.
Yeah, they're like in a rap song now.
Is it a rap song or a rapper?
Well, there's a song and they mention them in like every song. So
Oh, see, there you go.
They're calling AKs choppers now. They're calling them Dracos, and
wait, I thought
it's kind of like pop culture's like selling the guns now, so it's kind of weird.
Yeah, I thought a chopper was full auto, like anything that was
man.
full auto.
It's a little out of my lane. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm getting kind of old. I should know about the rap stuff, but I'm kind of like disconnected.
Oh, you do.
All I know is that there's guys coming into the store buying Dracos because rappers talk about it. All right, Tim, I know you got to go.
Yep, I got to roll.
Looks like we also lost Patrick. Thanks a lot, man. You guys.
I think we figured out that this is probably just bad rumor. That the P320 is just an okay handgun.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it sailed through my 1,000 rounds in 13-minute test.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to stay here. Tim's going to go. Thanks a lot for coming in. You really helped. You brought in a lot of good information on that.
All right, guys.
And anyone out there who wants to see, Mac does have a video of him torture testing a P320. So go look at that. There's no way you're going to shoot your P320 that much.
I may even take it out and try to run another 1,000 rounds through it. I might just shoot it until the thing explodes. See what it does.
That sounds like a really good idea to me. I want to see that.
You got to get the electric glove.
And stand by because the Glock Gen 4 is next.
Yeah, Mac, do you have one of those electric auto shooting gloves? You should by now.
That's for testing.
Yeah. Do you have that, Mac?
No.
Come on. Why?
No.
You're not going to test that. That's what you're saying.
Yeah. I know. Let's put a drill on a trigger.
Yeah, there you go.
That's not illegal.
Mac, I want to see you test that glove, please.
What glove? There's a full auto glove, something.
It's an auto glove.
You haven't heard about this?
I didn't even know that existed. I thought you were talking about putting a drill or something.
Basically, that's what it is. It's electric motor with a cam on it.
Yeah, I can't believe you haven't seen this yet.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Mac,
if there's an electric motor involved, I almost guarantee you the ATF would classify it as a machine gun.
Yeah, you have to get this, okay? You have to get this, okay?
There's no way that this thing.
No. Not gonna do it.
That's so funny.
They hear like
revolutionary new product designed to bring even more fun and excitement on the range.
This seems like such a fake neus story.
I love how everything is designed by military veterans now. It's designed by military veterans. It's as silent as the footsteps of a Navy SEAL.
Yeah, I believe this as much as I do in the flat Earth theory.
Oh, that guy's got to be a veteran. He's a multicam. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is dangerous right here.
Oh my God. I tell you what, based upon what I see right there, I would expect a lawsuit to be filed very shortly by Slide Fire. They sue everybody. It looks like it has a finger rest on it, and if that's the case, that's they're in violation of their utility patent, and Jeremiah takes that pretty seriously.
Mac, we've all voted. We want to see you test it. I know you got to
go. I'd shoot myself. But probably a lot of people want to see me shoot myself.
No. We don't want to see you hurt yourself. Okay, thanks. I don't want to keep you. I know you got to get home.
All right, guys.
All right, thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
If I can figure out how to turn this thing off, I'm an old duffer.
Just hang up. The phone, the red phone.
3, 2, 1.
See ya.
Okay, Mac is out. I don't know if Patrick is going to get a chance. Patrick, if you're listening,
Wow.
whenever you get a chance to come back in.
I got more SIG than I ever thought I'd get in my whole life.
Well, you don't.
I'm not about all that stuff. It doesn't do anything for me. I know it's to me it's kind of it's cyclic. You know, it'll be popular for a while and it'll go away.
Yeah, but you do have the rifles. You have the rifles, so.
I actually, he didn't talk too high about the 5.56, but it does have some. If you're looking at things the way it's made, it does have some interesting features. So. Yeah. Yeah. So I do have a SIG rifle. I'm trying to remember what SIG rifle I have right now. And actually, I have some parts kits for
SIG 5.56.
A PE 57.
Yeah, I think I have a SIG 516 or something like that.
Okay, yeah, that's kind of yeah,
which is pretty good. I haven't, that's piston driven, and
right. So is this, yeah.
That's rifles. I just want to, before we go forward, Walter, I just want to thank, if you can hear us and you can get back on, please do. If you can't, thanks a lot, Patrick. I know he was out there walking the dog and dealing with the family and all that kind of stuff. So if he can't come back on, we will have Patrick on in the future. We're making plans to have him to come on and talk with you guys, from the firearm blogs. Really good guy. He's been doing some great articles.
Yeah, I'd like to talk to him too. Yeah. Yeah,
he's a good dude. And of course, Mac, coming in, Tim Harmson coming in here. That was pretty cool. Yeah. I know he was like literally in the car and he probably did a U-turn and had to explain to his wife that, Hank Strange is making me go back in and work.
I actually, before you text me this afternoon, I told Peggy that she had me tonight, and she's like, "I do," and I'm like,
So I've messed up another relationship here.
No,
I'm so sorry, Peggy. I will send you the auto glove.
No, I was gonna say something. All you gotta do to that auto glove is stick a dildo on the end, and then it'll be accepted in all different genders. We'll say that.
Yeah. Listen. I would, that auto glove thing is funny. I just don't really believe that's real. So we'll see.
Well, somebody's getting a lot of airplay.
Yeah, they're getting a lot out of it. So you know what? I mean, it's Friday. I know you're saying that you've got to do stuff with the wife and all that. I don't want to.
No, I'm just, we can't go marathon. That's all.
Yeah. So what do you want to talk about? You want to hit up some news?
Yeah, I did.
You want to show some guns other than the P3? Oh, you know what? Here's something I want to tell you guys. What? I think this is really cool. This is from another blog, but if you guys check out the Truth About Guns blog, and there's an article there about the Identilock, which I featured on one of these hangouts.
Yeah,
I think probably in the beginning of the week or something.
Eltenda.
Yeah, with Eltenda. So maybe that was last week. So the Truth About Guns shared that video because they did an article on the Identilock.
Oh, cool.
And they shared our video on their thing. So go check that out. It's on the Truth About Guns, the Identilock story, and you'll see our video is on there, so little shameless plug.
Oh, there you go.
You got mentioned, and anyone who is watching this, please share this with your friends and all that kind of stuff. Let them know what we're doing here, that we're keeping it current and real. Like CNN ain't got nothing on us.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm looking at a thing on the firearms blog. It says that Bass Pro Shops is going to sell suppressors.
Yeah, I heard about that. I think right now they've got a wall with silencer code.
Yeah, I see.
Or as you know, I like to call it silencer code.
Silencer code.
Yeah.
Break it apart. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't necessarily like that. They don't like my pronunciation of it.
Yeah, but you're still doing it. So.
Yeah, I'm still doing it because I like it.
Yeah. Keep.
And for now, I'm just gonna keep saying silencer code.
Oh, that's cool. Hey, what do you think about these AR-15? The new ones with the helmet shape on the receiver on the mag.
Yeah, the Leonidas.
Yeah, I kind of like them. I mean,
it looks good. That looks good. That looks sexy. Yeah, I mean,
if you're going to survive in the AR world, you got to do something like that, and that's
What's the thing we were all doing that had to do with those 300 dudes? I forget it now. There was like
the movie.
No, we all had the translation. It was like all translated, and I forgot. It's like totally going out of my brain.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember what it was. Everyone had it on their hats. I know I had it on a hat, and it was like weird lettering. I can't remember. Someone will tell me on. Oh, Patrick, what's up,
Patrick's
man?
back. Yep.
Sorry about that. I had to bail out to get the dog into the.
Oh, that's cool. We understand. So, yeah, Mac is gone home.
Who's again?
No, we're here. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I'm gonna turn my video off because I'm on my cell right now. But
Yeah, so that's cool. Yeah. So
sorry about that. I had to get the dog into the vet exam room.
okay. Oh, is your dog okay?
Yeah, no, just got into something he shouldn't have.
Oh, okay.
Got into the stash. Oh, sorry.
No, he killed a couple field mice, and we got a tummy issue.
After the field mice had already eat the poison.
I hope not.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we had a Australian sheepdog. I mean, cattle dog, a blue heeler, and he was always getting it. Next thing he's munching on something. It's like, what the hell is he munching on? He's munching on a dead rat, and we'd put poison out, but it didn't kill him. He kept right on going. So, he lived like 17 years, so it didn't hurt him a bit. So,
Wow.
Yeah, pretty amazing.
What did I miss out on here? Let's see.
Oh, you know what? Well, there's a couple things, but let me just mention this real quick. The thing that the Leonidas, we were just talking about let me see, what is this?
The helmet?
From Sharp Bros. It's from Sharp Bros. The overthrow lower.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm out on that. I'm gonna pop smoke and let you guys talk about it.
Yeah, well, so no, I was just saying that what it reminded me of is that Greek thing, come and take it, which was Molen Labe, yeah.
Yeah, Molen Labe.
Yeah, so if you're a Molen Labe guy, this is a cool build to do. But what was that?
Melon label?
Well, yeah. I guess everyone argues about how to pronounce it. I think it's Molen Labe.
They're like, I'm pronouncing it absolutely incorrectly.
Yeah.
That's why I have the Mullen Lab guys. Is,
yeah.
I see. Wow, hey, you've got Mullen label on your arm.
Yeah, that was a hot meme for a minute. I mean, I have to admit, I even had like a couple of patches and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like disappeared.
I don't know if I tattooed on myself though. I don't know. I'm not into that stuff. So
yeah. But what we were talking about, Patrick, right after you dropped out there, we were talking with Mac before he left about the auto glove. So is that real?
I don't know. I hope so, because I like ridiculous things. I'm not saying I like the auto glove. I just like that it exists if it is real.
Okay. Now didn't you guys cover this on the firearm blog, or am I wrong here?
And kind of a daily post on it, kind of an informative, like, hey, this thing has surfaced, put it on your radar, guys. I don't think we have any hard information. We haven't had any, contact with the company or individual who's producing it. I don't believe, but I mean,
because I just want to know if they're like perpetrating a stunt on us, like they are with the, the flat earthers. Yeah.
And I'm even more hopeful of that. I'm hoping that they even go so far as to try to introduce it at SHOT Show, or a version 2 at SHOT Show. I hope that they are trolling all of us. It would be amazing.
Yeah, it would be funny because we all felt. And speaking of trolling and clickbaiting people, Patrick, while we have you on here, I don't know if you know about this, but you guys totally caught me with that thing about you being fired.
Oh yeah, he was 150% into it.
Yeah, I'm glad you're amused by this, Patrick.
Well, yeah, I was fired technically.
Yeah,
It's
but
not from me.
yeah, but I was mad for you, man. I was getting ready to start like a free Patrick campaign.
No, man, it was a really fun video to do. Everybody at Brownells was outstanding. The fact that they actually let me ride the conveyor belt should tell you how much how into it they were.
Yeah, but Brownells are good guys. The fact that they played along with this joke with you is, I mean, that just goes to indicate how cool they are and how they get it. You know, they're not like there's a lot of well, you know, there's gun companies that are really stuck up and caught up with themselves and don't want to joke around, make fun of themselves. And then you have like Brownells, which is some really cool guys.
Just an observation on my point. I've been you know around Brownells for a long time. You know, seeing them lately, they've just kind of like they're all over the place on social media, and their advertising has really taken a 180-degree turn from being real conservative to being just kind of on the edge, we'll say. So it's good.
Yeah, that's their plan. Like I actually had a conversation with the guy running the program, and they brought a new PR guy on. They brought a I don't know if he's new, but they're taking a new PR approach.
Yeah.
They got a new social approach, and their social guy Josh is just an amazing individual.
Yeah, Josh is really cool, dude. So is Roy over there. I want to shout out Roy over at Brownells because that's how I got connected to Brownells, because I saw him at the 1,000-man shoot, and he said he was from Brownells, and I started like trying to, you know, do my pitch to him to tell him I was on YouTube and stuff, and he was like, "Dude, I know who you are." So you know, get in touch with us and we'll help you out, and they have been helping me out.
Correct me if I'm wrong. They're aiming toward a younger crowd.
Yes, yeah. So like the older guys, the gunsmiths.
Because typically Brownells was you know supplying parts for gunsmiths, and definitely gunsmiths are older guys. So yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean they already have that market. They are the gunsmiths and the older guys already know. Hey, I can go there to get a new set of 1911 grip bushings or whatever.
Right.
The younger guys are the ones that are Googling something and going to the first retailer. And currently there's an issue where Google's displaying, you know, one retailer over others, and it's kind of this weird thing. And that's a website IT nerd thing that I don't want to get into. Yeah. But they're doing everything they can to get the younger crowd to understand that Brownells is a premier destination for, you know, accessory.
Cool stuff.
Yeah, and they are. I mean, and they've like I think they've also expanded. I mean, they're actually selling guns nowadays.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, actually, I got to poke around their gun cage, and like not only do they have a bunch of guns. One second, guys.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I think. Yeah. No. I think Patrick had to
answering questions to the vet tech. Okay. Yeah, no, all good now. Yeah, no, I got to spend some time in the gun cage, man, and like not only there are a bunch of cool guns in there, but like they have an entire aisle of nothing but cans, nothing but suppressors.
Nice.
Super cool.
Yeah, they're cool people. I would love to get some people from Brownells on. I've reached out to them, so they're like, you know, working on figuring out who's actually going to come on. Hopefully they don't look at too many of these.
I'd like to get my stuff in Brownells, but
before they come on. Yeah, you know, maybe when we get them on, we'll talk to them about that.
Well, we'll have to chat.
Yeah, we'll see. You know, we'll schmooze with them. They're good guys. So, you know, so we forgive you. We forgive you, Patrick. We forgive the firearm blog. You kind of.
I didn't want forgiveness on that. I just wanted your view.
Yeah, I know. I get it. And you did well. You did well. It was a lot of views on that video, right?
I want to say it's about 60K, 65K right now.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
No, it's not bad. Not bad. You know, it's a pretty good. You know, it's a pretty good response to the video. Like I said, I had a lot of fun making it. You know, and the experiences the things I got to see as I went through the process of being fired from each job. Because I had to learn a little bit about what I would be doing before I would screw something up, and like seeing what everybody there at Brownells does is kind of eye opening. You know, they're a really professional outfit and they really know what they're doing.
Yeah. But let me say, if the firearm blog does ever actually fire you, you know, you've cried wolf. So you're gonna have to go to Brownells at that point. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just messing with you.
I'd be happy to go to Brownells.
Yeah, I mean, so would I. Yeah, they can fire me all day. Go ahead, Walter. What were you going to say?
No, I was going to say about the firearms blog. I really enjoy the articles about the Brazilian guns and all the weird stuff. That's
I think Ronaldo might do that, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's some good guys. Over at the firearms blog, I know Phil White pretty good. He's a good dude. You know Phil, right?
No, never met him.
Oh, you never met him? Okay, good guy. And I think he posted some stuff today on this particular subject. But we are going to have you come on. So we're like working out. We're negotiating with your people, our people, talking to your people, and we're getting everything straightened out, right?
Well, let's be fair here. Your wife keeps emailing me, begging me to come on. I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
no.
yeah. Okay. See, Lola's she's gonna hear that.
17th, I think that we've kind of nailed it down.
Yeah.
I've had a reasonably ridiculous schedule the last 3 months, and just finding a window in there has been kind of tough.
No, I know. We're looking forward to it. I think it'll be a good conversation. You know,
Yeah.
I know you're doing stuff. I don't want to keep you. I don't want to keep you on the line. Obviously your dog's going through some stuff, so we hope he gets better and everything's all good with him.
I appreciate it, man. And I'll chat with you on the 17th. Man.
All right, brother. I look forward to it. Peace.
Nice talking to you.
All right. Nice talking to you, Walter.
Yep.
Yeah, Patrick's a good guy. Good of him to come on.
Yeah.
Good of him to come on. So, Meredith's Mayhem just donated $10, Walter.
All right.
$10 to the chat, and he says, "Sic semper tyrannis."
Oh, that's some more of that funny language.
Yeah. So I'm not even gonna look it up. I'm gonna try to think what does sic semper tyrannis means.
You sick Tyrannosaurus Rex,
yeah.
you?
I don't know. I have no idea. Meredith's Mayhem, tell us what sic semper tyrannis means.
And don't pay any attention to what I say either. So
yeah. I will here. You know what? I will Google it. While
I show you this sent me receiver with an HK stock stuck on the back.
Okay, go ahead. You can show us that. I'll lock it on you. Go ahead. Show us that. What is that? What receiver?
This is basically one of the Century Arms sent me.
Oh, okay. An HK type.
With an HK stock on the back. Cool. I just slid the two of them together to see if they'd work together.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I'm thinking I need to build me a 308 with like a 8-inch barrel. That would be cool.
Yeah. Oh, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
A lot of fun. Full auto.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
Yeah, full auto.
Why not?
Might as well.
Yeah, I got all the parts. So
yeah, so sic semper tyrannis is a Latin phrase meaning "thus always to tyrants."
Yeah, death to the mofos. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so which is a shortened version of the phrase "sic semper evello mortem tyrannis," which means "thus always I bring death to tyrants." So sic semper tyrannis means death to tyrants. So there you go. I totally had to look that up. But shout out to Meredith's Mayhem for hitting us up with that. And then also Meredith's Mayhem says, "That's sexy, Walter." He says that's real sexy.
Me or the
Yeah, I think the gun.
That one. Yeah. That's a better choice. Yeah.
Yeah. Probably the gun. So you know what? I'm not gonna keep this going too much longer, but
Chinese is here, so
yeah, I do want to tell this story. I want to give a shout out. He's probably not watching, but you know where I live, Walter, because you come out.
Yes, I do. Yep.
I live out in the country, and I just wanted to say, I love living out in the country. So something happened to me today that is a reason why I love one of the reasons why I like living out here in the country so much. I wasn't there on the property, and we have a bunch of goats, as you guys know. One of the baby goats got out, and I wasn't there. So right across from me, there's a recycling center, and one of the guys that works in the recycling center came over, and one of my other neighbors, they had to run down my goat and catch her, and then get her back onto my property, and all that kind of good stuff. So. And I wasn't there. And then he sent me a message through Facebook because we talk and all that kind of stuff, but I don't actually have his number and everything. So, and he knows what I'm doing, and he knows I was probably running around doing some, YouTube social media stuff. So he sent me a message through my fan page to tell me that, they helped out and they put the goat back there. And that's the awesome thing about living in the country, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. You've got good neighbors. Everyone looks out for everyone else. Very cool thing.
Right. That's cool.
Yeah, so I thought I would share that with you guys. And also 904 Outdoors just donated
ammo money for
$5,
Walter.
Walter.
Oh man. Let me see that 50 cal, that's 2 rounds.
Yeah, that's that's ammo money, but hey, we'll take it.
We'll take it. I'm not
thank
proud.
you.
I'm not proud.
Thank you, 904 Outdoors.
I see a penny, I pick it up. You know what they're gonna do, you know.
Hey, $5, that can definitely help out. I'll make sure I get that to Walter, Steve.
Yeah, okay.
Thanks to Steve.
Yeah.
For doing that. I'll make sure Walter gets that. Because he won't let me. Oh, you already have your piggy bank out? Is that what you're saying?
Actually, this is some SHOT Show swag. It was from Timony Triggers.
Okay, very cool.
Some of the stuff they were giving away. Peggy threw it at me, telling me the Chinese is here.
Oh, okay. So here we go. So I just want to thank everyone here in the comments, everyone that came on with us. This was kind of put together a little frantically. Big shout out to Mac for Military Arms channel for coming in. Big shout out to Patrick R from the Firearm blog for coming in and commenting on the Sig P320. And of course, my friend, my partner in crime, Walter Keller. Thanks for coming on. Make sure you guys check out Safety Harbor Firearms. I want to thank everyone that sponsors us, like Safety Harbor Firearms, Rand CLP, Andrews Custom Leather, and of course, Big Daddy Guns.
Yep.
That we got featured. Big Daddy Guns is all over is in that video that we got featured on The Truth About Guns. So shout out to Big Daddy Guns for giving us the space and the bandwidth and all that kind of cool stuff. We really appreciate them, as well as everyone that sponsors us and looks out for us on Patreon. We're Patreon/Hank Strange. We need that now more than ever. YouTube is still kicking our asses and doing like stealth blocking and all kinds of other craziness out there. So
there's monkey business going on.
Yeah, there's a lot of that going on. We probably should have a video and talk about it sometime in the future. But I appreciate everyone out there. Walter, you know how we end this, right?
Peace out.
Peace out.